He's a producer, he's a songwriter, he's a bandmate, he's a multi-Grammy-nominated artist from Compton, LA, whose true love of guitar blended with R&B has captured the hearts and ears of fans around the world. Steve Thomas Lacy Moyer started his journey at a young age playing guitar and exploring a variety of genres. He joined the experimental R&B group The Internet in his early 20s, where he quickly became known for his soulful voice and innovative use of guitar effects. Since releasing his own 2 solo records, he's been described as the sexed up heir to Stevie Wonder and Prince, the Books. He's so much more. Welcome back to Who the F***? It's the show that aims to take a deep dive in some of the acts performing across festival season in 2023. In today's episode, we're tackling Mr. Bad Habit himself, the guitar hero that is Steve Lacy. I think he's just such a really cool artist, and I'm really excited to deep dive into his back catalogue. I think a lot of people are looking at Steve Lacy and going, he's an interesting booking for Reading Festival. Why is he playing? And then you go and watch this video and you're like, oh my god, yeah, his music's really, really great. So, without further ado, if you've never heard of him before, hopefully this video will help answer the question, who the f*** is Steve Lacy?
Wanted me, I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew.
Steve Thomas Lacy Moyer was born in the inner city suburb of Compton in 1998. Compton, while being one of LA's most financially oppressed areas, is also known for its rich musical heritage, calling himself home to many incredible rappers over the past 50 years, including the likes of Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, The Game, Coolio, Roddy Ricch, and Buddy, people like Kendrick Lamar. But Steve doesn't follow the same path as the rappers that came before him. His music comes from more of an R&B approach, citing influences from people like Prince, J Dilla, and Jimi Hendrix. He began playing with the guitars at the age of 6, influenced by the sound of funk, soul, and hip-hop. The blend of these genres, combined with his growing interest in jazz, has helped to define his DIY sound. Wanting to shield him from Compton's gang scene, his mother sent him to a private school, leading him to, in his own words, grow up very, very sheltered. But this allowed him to really hone his skills at the high school jazz band, as well, of course, as being an avid fan of Guitar Hero. He began experimenting with songwriting and production in his teenage years. He really championed the approach of recording using his phone, which allowed for a way more liberating recording experience, something that seemed completely out of this world in the mid-2010s. We're talking pre-TikTok here. In 2011, the band The Internet formed off the back of the fallout of Odd Future, with Lacy joining in 2015 for their 3rd studio album, Ego Death, bringing his unique guitar-playing style and production skills. He didn't work on Girl though, which is, in my opinion, their best record, if not one of the best records in the past 20 years. The album, however, was nominated for a Grammy in 2016. In August 2015, he put out the record See You Girl, a song that really put him on the map, and to date is his most popular. How many views? On 224 million streams on Spotify.
I wanna see you, girl.
In November 2016, he released the single Some, a song where he really puts the guitar at the forefront, and the music video features a guest appearance from bandmate Sid from The Internet. Okay, I totally forgot to do this when I put this in the first video, but in 2016 he collaborated with legendary rapper J. Cole on the track Folding Clothes.
Folding clothes, watching Netflix, catching up on our shows, eating breakfast.
This was then followed up in February 2017 with the double A side, Ride, again championing the guitar, but it's a record that gives me huge Frank Ocean vibes. And then the massive Dark Red, a staple of his live sets, and is also something that gives a lot more groove than I'll ever know what to do with.
And something bad is about to happen to me.
These 3 singles would feature on his debut EP entitled Steve Lacy's Demo. And in 2017, he collaborated with the legendary Kendrick Lamar on the record Pride, taken from his 3rd album, Down.
Maybe I wasn't there.
It wasn't until August 2019 that we would get the first thing taken from something bigger of his, with the mammoth N-side. I think this is probably the first record of his that I came across, but I've since gone back and I just adore it. It's absolutely great. He followed this up in May with the record Playground before releasing his debut album Apollo 21 3 days later. Apollo was widely received as a hit, scoring 81 on Metacritic. NME gave the record 8 out of 10, saying, "From the get-go, his highly anticipated debut album delivers exactly what it promises with its stylish, nostalgic artwork. A distinct world filled with hazy strings, warped synths, and vocals that range from flawless 70s style falsetto to laid-back speech. It's retro-inspired through a modern lens." The album featured the 2 previous singles, as well as live staples Lay Me Down, Only I, and the brilliant Guide.
On the side of this, we can fence with my jokers. I can get you here, you just got to get over.
Apollo went on to be nominated for Best Contemporary Album at the 62nd Grammy Awards, his 2nd Grammy nomination. Don't worry, there's a few more of those to come. He took the record on tour throughout the end of 2019, managing to squeeze in dates in Australia in early 2020 before the lockdown started. Towards the end of 2020, he put out a compilation of some of his early work entitled The Lo-Fis. The standout for me is the almost Jai Paul-inspired Cocky Girl.
Nobody thinking about you, about you. Why you so self-centered?
Even the artwork gives me Jai Paul vibes. The sound is Mega Prince, but the artwork, that's super Jai Paul. We wouldn't hear anything from him for 2 years, but in June 2022, after a complete Rick James-inspired rebranding with a new set of boots and glasses, he releases my personal favourite, Mercury.
Mercury running amok in my mind. Can tell if I'm winning or falling behind.
It's a record that makes me think of the salsa lady emoji. It's just such a banger. But it was at the end of June with the release of Bad Habit that the world stopped and really paid attention. In part due to the help of the success on TikTok, being used in more than 700,000 videos across the platform. But it's also great. What I find really interesting is that this is nothing new for Steve. He's been making sad boy heartbreak records over bajangly guitars for years, but for some reason this record just... The record went on to make it to the number 4 spot in this year's Hottest 100 list, losing out to Spacey Jane's Hard Light, Eliza Rose's Baddest of Them All, and Flume's Say Nothing. He released his sophomore record Gemini Rights on June 15th, 2022, again to critical success, scoring 80 on Metacritic. Hip Hop DX gave the album 4 stars out of 5, saying, "Gemini Rights is a coming-of-age album where Lacey asserts that whatever journey that he's been on, it's clear he knows who he wants to become." The album featured the 2 previous singles, as well as live staples and personal standout, Sunshine.
Gave you a chance and some dopamine. Safe to say after me you peed.
He spent much of 2022 touring the record, including dates in North America, Europe and Australia. I managed to catch him at the Spilt Milk Festival in December in the Gold Coast. Yes, a music festival in December. What a lovely thing to be able to attend. And to top it off, he was nominated for 4 Grammys in 2023. Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Solo Performance for Bad Habit, and winning Best Progressive R&B Album for Gemini Rights, taking him to 6 Grammy nominations. The man is a beast. As part of his performance at the Grammys, he was also joined on stage by legendary bassist Thundercat.
Thundercat, everybody!
So there we have it. I think he's such a talented artist. I think that we'll look back on him in 20, 30 years and be like, yeah, he's gone on and done a lot. He's very, very prolific. And I think he's a really exciting person to see. I do think his music's quite slow, and it's going to be an interesting one on a Sunday at Reading. It should have been Friday Reading, Saturday Leeds, I think, while people still have a bit of energy, but maybe a sing-along on a Sunday is exactly what we're going to need. What do you reckon? You a fan of his music? Have you heard of him before? Are you going to be checking out his set? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.